assembling a new unit, and performing the pre-delivery service inspection are extremely critical steps in building successful long-term relationships with customers. This supplemental assembly video covers several important new unit assembly steps that apply to all StarVenture models and detail the installation of the Transcontinental Option Package. Please make sure to watch this video all the way through and review all of the following documents and forms before you start assembling a new venture. Then follow and complete the checklists as you proceed through the process. The StarVenture Setup and Pre-Delivery Checklist. This is the two-part form specific to the StarVenture. The Assembly Manual Setup Checkpoint List. The Infotainment System Things to Do First Quick Start Guide. And the StarVenture Assembly Manual. One copy of the Assembly Manual and multiple copies of the StarVenture Setup and Pre-Delivery Checklist, the Assembly Manual Setup Checkpoint List, and the Infotainment Quick Start Guide are being mailed to your dealership along with some Yamalube Advantage flyers. All of these documents are also available in the Tech Library of YDS. A few quick notes before we get started. The Transcontinental Option Package is shipped separately from the unit and contains 4 boxes total. There are 2 smaller boxes inside Box 6, or Box B. The Assembly Manual is divided into 2 sections. The first section, starting on page 12, is for models that will have the Transcontinental Option Package installed. And the Standard StarVenture section starts on page 32. The pre-delivery section for both versions starts on page 44. Note this icon that you'll find on some of the steps. This is a hyperlink in the electronic version of the assembly manual, which will display a more detailed image of that part and assembly procedure. When you see these checkpoint boxes in the assembly manual, you should fill in the checkbox when that task is complete on the Assembly Manual Setup Checkpoint List. An Assembly Manual Setup Checkpoint List should be completed for each unit. Be sure to enter the VIN on the form and staple the checkpoint list to the dealer copy of the Setup and Pre-Delivery Checklist for the unit when completed. Make sure the customer gets a copy of the Infotainment Things to Do First Guide along with the owner's manuals. For units that are going to have the Transcontinental Option Package installed, you'll need a PC or a Mac with the Yamaha Toolbox software installed to activate the navigation features in the infotainment system. The software is downloaded from this website. You might have someone in the dealership working on setting up a computer so it'll be ready to go when you need it. The last portion of this video explains the activation process in more detail. Whoever sets up the computer should view that section of this video. Proper activation and initial charging is critical to ensure that a lead-acid battery is capable of delivering the full amount of electrical power that it was designed to, and to ensure a long service life. The real key is to plan ahead. Either have a new battery already properly activated and fully charged, and swap the batteries during PDI, or remove the battery from the unit, properly activate and charge it at least the day before you assemble the venture. If you install a new YTX20 battery from your dealership's inventory, you must use the special terminal bolts and nuts from the StarVenture. Refer to the assembly manual for complete battery activation steps. It's critical to follow the assembly manual when adding the acid to a new battery. The capacity of a lead-acid battery is directly related to the total surface area of the battery plates. The larger the surface area, the more possible amperage output. You must allow time for the acid to fully soak into the battery before you connect a battery charger. The instant the battery charger is connected to a lead-acid battery, the plates stop absorbing acid. Any area of the battery plates that has not absorbed acid will never be able to accept a charge, so the effective size of the plate is reduced. You just turned a 20 amp hour battery into a smaller battery, possibly 18 or 16 amp hour or even smaller. After the acid has had time to fully soak into the plates, then connect the proper battery charger and follow the steps in the service manual to determine when it's fully charged. We'll use the assembly manual as an outline, and be sure to refer to the assembly manual for the proper tightening specifications and cable routing throughout the assembly process. We'll start by relocating the travel trunk frame from the shipping position. This applies to the standard model and the StarVenture TC model. Loosen the rear 2 bolts and support the trunk from tipping forward and remove the front bolts. Lift the trunk upwards and install the front bolts in the lower holes. Do not tighten yet. Support the trunk from tipping backward, remove the rear bolts, and relocate to the upper holes. Tighten all bolts to the spec in the assembly manual. Make sure the wires are routed between the guides as shown in the assembly manual, and check that box on the assembly manual setup checkpoint list. The assembly manual shows installing the fog lamps with the housing still on the unit. We found it's much easier to remove the entire housing first. Remove this screw and 2 quick fasteners holding the inner cover, and remove the cover. This will be reinstalled. Remove 2 screws and 1 quick fastener and remove the outer housing. Remove the blank covers. The cover will not be reused, but the screws will be used to mount the fog lamps. Both fog lamp assemblies are the same. Install the lamps into the housing reusing the screws with the lamp adjuster located at the bottom. The lamp should look like this from the front. Reinstall the assembly onto the bike. Remove the multi-connector blank and connect the electrical lead. Tuck the lead into the rubber cover and reinstall the inner panel. Open the left side storage lid and slip the spring nuts onto the fairing panel. Locate the GPS connector in the holder, remove the rubber cap, connect the GPS antenna, and secure the lead back in the holder. Install the GPS antenna with the antenna facing upward and the lead facing forward. The SiriusXM radio antenna is installed in the fairing above the meter assembly. Slip the antenna lead connector from the tab, remove the rubber cap, and connect the antenna lead. Slide the SiriusXM antenna into the slots in the upper dash panel with the antenna facing up and make sure it snaps into the locks to hold it in place. Reattach the lead onto the tab. Snap the front cowling inner panel into place. Note the 3 clips and the snap locks along the top edge. Snap the lower clip in first and then the top clips. And secure with 2 quick fasteners at the bottom. Install the upper inner panel on the left side. Push the holder into the rubber grommet on the dash panel and secure with 1 screw and 1 quick fastener and close the lid. Open the right-hand storage box lid and install the right side upper inner panel. Install the windshield and trim plate following the assembly manual steps. The vertical aiming screws for the headlights are located under this panel, so you may have to remove this panel at some point. Remove the 2 screws, 1 on each side, lift straight up at the back corners, then pull straight up at the left front corner and slide your hand towards the center as far as possible and pull straight up to release the main clip in the front middle. Do not pull the back of the panel upward too far until the front center clip is free. The tab on the panel may break. Reinstall the panel, pressing straight down at the front, sides, and then the rear, and install the 2 screws. Locate the CB radio wire harness on the right-hand side. It's clipped onto a tab. You will need to release the tab from the back side. Pry the tab away from the connector towards the center of the bike with a small flat blade screwdriver and lift the connector upward. Remove the blank cap. The CB radio antenna lead is taped to the harness here. Remove the loop of tape when you have the antenna lead free. Note the outside mark on the CB radio rubber holder. Insert the lead wire through the rubber holder and then install the holder onto the CB and slide the antenna lead into the holder. Remove the rubber flap from the rear tab on the CB radio bracket. Install the radio onto the 3 tabs. Make sure the rubber holder is pushed all the way onto the tabs. Reinstall the rubber flap onto the rear tab. Connect the multi-connector and slide back onto the bracket tab until it snaps into place. Connect the antenna lead and slide it into the rubber holder. Install the right-hand lower fairing panel, aligning the 2 holders to the rubber grommets, and push into place. You'll hear the panel snap into place. Install the lower and upper screws at the rear, then a screw into the upper fairing at the very rear, and 2 in the front. The tabs on this access panel are inserted into the slots and slide the panel upwards. Insert the quick fastener and turn to lock. This panel gives you access to the rear brake fluid reservoir and the Yamaha diagnostic tool connector. To install the alarm unit and fog lamp relay, you will need to remove the left-hand saddlebag. There's no need to remove the bag for standard models. Hold the saddlebag in place and remove the 4 screws. Let the bag tip away and disconnect the LED light connector and remove the bag. The fog lamp relay replaces this blank relay. To remove any Yamaha relay that has this style holder from the wire harness connector, do not try and pry the lock clips up on each side. They will break off very easily. You just pull the relay and holder straight out. The tabs on the wire harness connector are ramped to push out the tabs on the relay holder just enough to release without needing to manually pull them up. Again, they'll break off very easily. Release the alarm unit multi-connector from the tab and remove the blank cover. Install the alarm unit with the rubber strap, connect the wire lead, and slide the multi-connector back onto the holder tab. Connect the fog lamp relay and slide the rubber holder onto the tab. Remove the blank plug from the Siren lead and install the alarm siren with the self-tapping screws and connect the lead. A couple of notes about the Transcontinental Anti-Theft Alarm System. The alarm system automatically activates every time the main switch is turned to off or lock. The alarm indicator light will come on, and the alarm will automatically set after 1 minute of non-use, and the indicator light will begin flashing. If the alarm does sound, make sure the smart key is within the effective range and is turned on, and push the main switch knob to stop the alarm sounding. The alarm will then automatically reset again after 1 minute. The alarm can be deactivated during stops to refuel, or for maintenance work, cleaning, or transportation on a trailer, for example. When the main switch is turned to off or lock, open the fuel lid within 1 minute before the alarm system activates. Keep the fuel lid open until the alarm indicator flashes 10 times. The siren will also beep 2 times. The fuel lid can be closed if the bike is not going to be refueled. This information is also outlined in the owner's manual, along with steps to adjust the sensitivity of the alarm system if desired. Follow the assembly manual to install and connect the passenger headset plug, route the connector lead, and install the travel trunk frame covers. First, remove the speaker blanks. The screws will be reused to secure the speaker. The left and right speakers are the same, and there is an index hole in one corner of the frame that aligns with the projection on the housing. The speaker terminals will be facing up when it's correct. Route the speaker lead into the trunk and secure the speakers with the original screws. Take care when installing the speakers to not let the tool slip and puncture the speaker. Power tools are not recommended for this job. Secure the speaker wires in the trunk and route the connector out of the front of the trunk through the outer holes. Connect and secure the speaker lead on the front side of the trunk. Route the controller wire through the speaker cover. Since the controller is mounted to the lid, wire routing is important. Secure the controller with the 4 5x20mm crosshead screws. Install the left storage box and speaker cover. Note there are 2 hidden screws under the storage compartment lid. Install the right storage box and speaker cover. Routing and securing the audio controller lead is shown. There are 2 screws under the lid on this side also. Remove the blank plug on the left rear of the travel trunk. The nuts will be reused. Route the CB antenna wire into the trunk and secure the base to the trunk. Route and secure the antenna lead in the trunk and route the connector out the front through this inner hole. You can install the antennas now or later, and note that the CB and radio antennas are identified on the lower section. They are hand tightened. Just a quick review now. We should have the left speaker wire through the outer hole on the left side, the CB antenna through the inner left hole, and the right speaker lead through the outer right side hole. 4 rubber grommets are installed from the inside of the trunk. Wrap them around the wires from the bottom and press into the opening with the gap aligned upward. Install the 2 cable holders as shown, securing the following leads to the wire harness: headset, CB antenna, left speaker, travel trunk lights and electromagnetic lock, rear audio controller, and backrest heater leads. Install the rubber guard plate onto the 2 tabs and secure with 1 quick fastener. Attach the 2 dampers to the backrest as shown in the assembly manual. Route the passenger backrest electrical lead behind the rubber guard and connect. Fit the backrest onto the projections and secure with 3 stepped collar and flat washer assemblies as shown and 3 6mm nuts on the inside of the trunk. Install the passenger backrest lower cover. Route the rear USB lead through the trunk lining, or damper as it's called in the assembly manual, and secure the lining with 14 quick fasteners. In carton box number 4, you'll find a brown and a blue cable holder. The brown one, the larger one, secures the fuel hose to the frame here. You may need to push the oil tank return hose aside, then push the holder into the frame and snap closed around the fuel hose. The blue holder goes here to secure the seat heater electrical lead. If you're not going to complete the pre-delivery inspection and service, install the seat and side covers. Make sure the owner's manuals, toolkit, and helmet holding cables are in the saddlebag. If you're going to proceed with pre-delivery service, then install a properly activated, fully charged battery. Make sure the removal strap is on the battery and secure with the 2 rubber straps. The Star Venture has special positive and negative battery post plates, and the original equipment battery comes with special bolts and nuts to attach the plates to the battery. Only use the special battery terminal bolts and nuts provided on the original equipment battery to attach the 3-position battery terminal strips. If the terminal nuts are removed or fall out of the battery post during service, make sure they're reinstalled with the step facing down. The 3-position terminal plates are different for each battery post. They're designed to not rotate as the bolt is tightened. Attach the plates to the battery post first. Route the positive cable from the electric starter relay through the single hole in the protective cover pointing to the rear, and the other 2 positive cables up through the oval hole, and attach the cables to the plate with the 6x8mm screws. Attach the 3 negative cables to the negative battery plate. Full instructions to install the GPS antenna and activate the system are in the StarVenture assembly manual. In short, you'll copy an ID fingerprint from the infotainment system onto a USB flash drive, then put that drive in a computer that has the Yamaha Toolbox software installed. The software will verify the fingerprint. You'll then enter the code from the scratch card, and an unlock key will be copied to the USB drive. Put the USB drive back into the Venture and activate the navigation system. You'll need a PC or a Mac with access to the Internet. The Yamaha Toolbox software is downloaded and installed. The URL is listed in the assembly manual as well. You'll need full administrator rights on the computer to install the software. The software is available now, so it's a good idea to go ahead and get your computer set up so you'll be ready to go when the first Ventures arrive at your dealership. Next, you'll need to supply a USB flash drive, at least 8 GB. Format the flash drive before use to make sure any old files are removed and the drive has full capacity. Insert the flash drive into the USB port in the right-hand fairing storage compartment. Turn the main switch to on. From the infotainment system main screen, touch the menu button, then Settings, scroll down to System Info, then select Device ID Export on the right side menu. After the fingerprint is copied, turn the main switch off and remove the flash drive. Go to your computer, open the Yamaha Toolbox software, and insert the flash drive. The software will scan the USB drive automatically and validate the fingerprint. You'll then be prompted to enter the code from the scratch card, then press Activate. When you get the Map License Activated message, remove the USB drive and insert it back into the Venture. Turn the main switch on. On the infotainment screen, select Settings, scroll down to System Info, then select Nav Activate. The system will restart and you're done. The customer can purchase map updates, as well as other enhancements to the navigation system using the same Yamaha Toolbox software. They'll also need a blank 8 GB flash drive to follow the fingerprint export procedure, but a nice touch would be to give the USB drive that you used for activation to the customer. It will have the fingerprint they need to purchase map updates already copied to it. The software will verify the fingerprint on the flash drive. After completing the purchase process, the map updates will be copied to the flash drive. The customer places the drive back into the front USB port and turns the main switch on. From the infotainment main screen, they go to Menu, Settings, scroll down to System Info, and select Map Upgrade. Encourage your customers to download and install the Yamaha Toolbox software right away and register for email updates. They will then receive notifications whenever new maps and other features are available. If you use the same USB drive to activate other Ventures with the option package, be sure to reformat the USB drive between each activation. If the operating software for the infotainment system requires an update, the procedure will be a little different. The fingerprint procedure is not required, and the update file will be downloaded from the Yamaha Motor Corporation website directly. The Yamaha Toolbox software will not be used. After downloading the update, move the USB to the unit, and from the infotainment main screen, touch the menu button, then Settings, scroll down to System Info, then select Software Update. Full details will be outlined in a technical bulletin when an update becomes available. Be sure to set the clock, daylight savings time, and time zone, and for TC models, GPS time can be selected for automatic synchronization. Follow the steps in the assembly manual to connect the Yamaha diagnostic tool, check for fault codes, and register the VIN. Fill in all component serial numbers, the navigation activation code, and the mechanical and smart key numbers on the setup and pre-delivery form. Also enter the mechanical key and smart key numbers in the owner's manual. The Transcontinental option package changes the standard StarVenture into the StarVenture TC, so the package has a unique serial number. The TC option package components are covered by the unit warranty when the kit is installed by a Yamaha dealer. This means the serial number for the kit is extremely important, just as the VIN for the unit is. The TC package serial number is located on the shipping box. If the box has already been disposed of, there's a label containing the serial number on the inside of the right-hand rear storage compartment. Also in the TC option package, you'll find 2 extra serial number stickers. Place one of these stickers in the owner's manual and the other sticker on the back of the dealer copy of the setup and pre-delivery checklist.